Oof. This music video looks insane. That lighting though, it's so dark, yet so, what's the word? Have you ever seen an old movie where a boy is wearing maybe a leather jacket and he's up against his car just like smoking a cigarette or something? That is the kind of vibe that I'm getting from this music video so far, which is... Raise me up into the sky until I'm short of breath. Okay, so one of the things that is really good about this music video so far is that it's just all one shot, it looks like. And they are following him, so it means that he's probably shooting with a gimbal or something of that sort, of stabilizer, and he's just walking with him. Which really works for this music video actually, and it even, I would say, even adds to Shawn Mendes's artistry of singing. This song really sounds like it is not a huge pop song. I mean it is, but it's also just a groovy, kicked back, slow jam guitar song. And that vibe mixed with Shawn Mendes and his singing of a light falsetto with a breathy voice, like it just works. And even with the fog, the smoky fog in the background and the lighting. Yeah, I mean, no complaints so far. Honestly, this really smooth shot on a gimbal or whatever it is, that is just all one long shot, really has this vibe to it that I really enjoy. See, okay, there's that groovy vibe with the smoke above him and he's just on a platform. They're on a stage. Yeah, I mean, so since it's a really kicked back, just groovy, old school type of feeling song, it is really good how they went minimalistic with this, because if they went a whole bunch of different things going on in this video, it might take away from the entire atmosphere of what they're trying to achieve here. Especially because, well, like within the lyrics of the song Monster, they're really talking about, well, they said this in the live stream as well, well, how the music industry has kind of put them on this pedestal, and they felt like, well, I have this giant ego because everyone is telling me that I'm amazing. So this kind of really minimalistic type of way of going about it really puts them in this vulnerable place together. They both kind of found superstardom at a very young age of 14, 15, 16 years old. They both had insane amounts of trajectory within their earliest years of their career. So it's kind of like Justin Bieber's performance with Lonely, how he's just by himself. That's how they kind of are here in this situation as well, because they're trying to share their story with us. And this is probably the best way that they can approach that. One of the things that he's really good at doing is his falsetto. So like, and you can just see the contrast of the two personalities, right? They're just like, they're with each other. I was going to say dancing with each other, but they're not really dancing. They're just kind of walking and speaking their mind with these lyrics, right? See, there's his higher chest voice. He's just belting out those higher notes. Yep. Ooh. That falsetto is insane on Justin. I love it. It really adds to the contrast of Shawn Mendes' voice, I think. One of the things about this song so far, too, is that with the choice of cinematography, the really dark lighting, and the just lone kind of stage performance that they're just walking around with the fog, it all works well together in contrast to what they're wearing, actually, their outfits. I think Justin has impeccable style with how he dresses because, well, I mean, look at these colors that he's wearing, right? That beanie really pops off with what he's wearing down below. And same with Shawn Mendes, like, his style of music is not really pop artist like Justin Bieber. It is more like this laid-back, Leon Bridges, that Why song that I absolutely love. He really has this more of a groovy, kicked back John Mayer type of vibe to him that has this really nice run falsetto type of thing that Justin also has, but his is just more in your face. And if you notice, they are also just still one big shot that is just really smooth. It just looks like that camera is gliding with them. Look at how beautiful this is. They're just back to back, and that lighting, I think it's resembling lightning, right? See, like, that kind of shot would not be possible. It would probably be more shaky and more humanistic because, well, I know if I would, or maybe if somebody else would that doesn't have the steadiest hand. I mean, when you are working a camera, you have to have steady hands anyways. But if you're going around in circles on a platform and you have to climb those stairs and every which way possible, that you don't want to run into these two artists, right? Well, you're going to want something to kind of hold that camera steady while you're looking and seeing and making sure that they are in the shot, they are in the frame, and you are getting the exact type of storytelling through the lens that they want you to, well, perceive to the audience. Like, yeah, definitely they are singing their songs and they're letting us know their messages through the lyrics of this song, but you also have to communicate that through the camera. Like, you can't just have any random somebody work a camera and expect them to relay the same message that this cinematographer is relaying to us as the audience. You really want to match up your singing and your talents of being an artist and performing in a music video like this with a great cinematographer that knows exactly what you're looking for. I mean, it's just like in an actual movie, right? You really want the director of photography or the person behind the camera to really know what the director wants to tell the story about. I mean, in my opinion, as a filmmaker, I can really appreciate how they shot this in general. It really all comes together, and if you could imagine just a really busy music video, maybe we could bring up Yummy. I kind of hate that song personally, but imagine if all that busyness was within this music video. It would not fit or make sense, much less we wouldn't even probably be in tune with what they're saying. And this is a really raw performance, right? So kind of the beauty of the photography aspect of this, when they're just on a simple stage, even the stage doesn't have a bunch of lighting or much of anything really, it's just like a platform that they're on. It would work, frankly, to its highest potential of a set design to have this darkness around them, because that is what they're letting the monster out, basically, metaphorically speaking. They, as music artists, really want us to know how they feel, and by speaking on their platform, they're just going at it together, back to back even, or around in circles. If you can imagine like a yin and yang, or two people that have been in the same situation, like maybe they're in a fighting ring and you have two fighters circling each other, well, they're kind of circling that feeling of the monster. They're speaking from two similar perspectives on opposite ends of a spectrum of music, and they're just letting us know, yeah, we've been through the same thing, relatively speaking. We know exactly what it feels like, and we want you to know how we feel about this. That way you can carry on with us as the audience. I think one of the most insane parts about this for sure is how they backed away from the platform and just let that entire shot show for us, right? Basically at the end as well, when I believe it's Justin that's sitting down on the edge and Shawn is just there. Shawn is so tall. But how did they do that? Maybe it was a crane? Who knows? Just another thing that I can appreciate, and if you are a cinematographer as well, then it's really insane how they achieve that shot, because it is so smooth, and it is just, they don't speed it up or slow it down, it's just a consistent motion backwards. One thing about that as well, if we have ever seen, well, I know I have, I don't know about you, but if you've ever seen a superhero movie, they like to make them look like they're standing tall, like they are bigger than everything else in the world. It really gives them power in a place of energy. Well, that is kind of what they did here. The camera's down below at the end, and they are way up there. It gives them that place of power and realization of where they are and where they're going. What do you guys think about this new single, Monster? I can't wait for Shawn Mendes' album because I think it's going to be amazing. I really hope that it's somewhat similar to his previous one, but not completely the same, right? Because artists have to grow. You might either love it or hate it. I personally love that groovy, slowed down vibe. I think Justin really added his contrast of, well, a good contrast of voice to it. Yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope you have gotten some value out of it, and I hope you have a good day or night. I will see you in the next video. Peace.